From the time we are born, we are influenced by many people in our lives. These people are there for most of our milestones, they watch us grow throughout our lives. Some even become our influences later on in life, but they are still the ones who help mold us into the people we are today. For me, my mentor is my grandfather. You are my biggest influence for all the things I have accomplished in my life so far, and you are who I strive to make proud along with my parents. The stories you told me about your accomplishments you have made in your lifetime and even the hardships you've had are what influence the drive I have to reach my goals and to never give up. And growing up as one of the 11 children on a small ranch in Texas, you were all taught to work hard and never give up and to always learning. As a teenager, you went to high school where you had great grades and graduated high school and with honors as well. After high school, you told me you went on to go to the Army, where you became a sergeant and were ranked in E6. You said you spent several years in the Army and eventually left. Once you left the Army, you met who you always said was the love of your life and your soulmate, my grandmother. And you ended up having 4 kids. Throughout this time, you told me about how there were hard times and you had to work 3 jobs at a time to provide for the family. You even told me how you found time in your 40s to go back to college and studied for 2 years of history because you absolutely loved it. It was those stories and some hardships you told me about that reminded me no matter where I am in life or how I should struggle, that I will always find a way. You are my biggest inspiration because you live life and strive to accomplish what you can throughout it. You always tell me a saying, un dia a la vez, which means one day at a time, and I live by that. Every day is a new day to make new accomplishments, and every day is a new day to take on the world one step at a time. I will always be thankful for the mentor you are for me and for what you have shown me I can accomplish. Parents are the people who created you. They watch you take your first steps, get your license, and even get married. They are there for your smallest achievements and your biggest ones too. My parents helped me, mold me, and made me into the person I am today, and for that I couldn't be more thankful. My mom and dad have always been there for me in so many ways. They listened to my worries, heard my complaints, watched me strive to find my path, and most importantly, they saw me learn. They also reassure me all will be well in times when I think the world was crumbling around me. They gave me advice and they brought me back when I wandered around. My parents always nudged me in the right direction, yet they stood back at times to watch me grow. They taught me how to soar as high as I could go towards my goals, while reminding me that they will always be there for me. Everything I have learned is by watching them and watching how they handled the different situations and events life threw at them. My parents taught me many of my values. They showed me what true respect looks like. They always poured their hearts into nurturing me and raising me to be the person I am today. Both of them always encouraged me to do well in school and set goals for myself to have a career. They always said, no matter what, they will always support me and me through every decision in life. I want to take this time to thank my mom for making me know my worth and encouraging me to take on every challenge the world has. I also want to thank my dad for spending countless hours after work each night teaching me history I wouldn't learn in school till a few years later. It kept me challenged and widened my knowledge. My parents are my backbone and still are. They are the only group that will support you if you scored a 0 or if you scored 100. I really can't thank them enough for all they have done for me since the time I was a little girl. Without both of them, I'd be nowhere near the person I am today. I will be forever grateful for all that you have given me and for all that you continue to do to make me into the person I am today and the person I am becoming.
Throughout my life so far, I've met many people who have helped shape me into the person I am today. But out of all those people, I've had one of the best mentors a person can have, my older sister, Yesenia. Growing up, Yessie wasn't just my big sister, but also my best friend, a second motherly figure, and an amazing role model. Although you became a mother at such a young age, you never let that define you. I remember seeing you have to juggle being a young mom, working, and going to college all at the same time. You are the definition of what a strong, determined woman is, something that hopefully one day I can be too. You have taught me to be the best version of myself in every aspect of my life and to never give up. You've also taught me to never be ashamed of where I come from. Throughout high school, you have been my number one motivator. Whether in academics or sports, you always made me feel like someone was proud of me and believed in me. And now, as a senior, getting ready to go out into the world on my own, I hope I can continue making you proud. I will forever be grateful for the hundreds of pieces of advice you have given me so far and for the hundreds more I hope to receive from you later on in life. Thank you for always letting me talk your ear off about all the things I love and for making me feel like I could genuinely be myself around you always. But most importantly, thank you for being the best sister a person could have. Dear Mom and Dad, there will never be enough words for me to thank you for each and everything that you have done for me. For the past 18 years, you both have been the greatest parents a girl could ever have. Thank you for always believing in me, in everything that I do, and for pushing me to be the best no matter what. To my mom, you are not the only best mom, but also my best friend. Thank you for teaching me to be patient, kind, and to live one day at a time. To my dad, you are the definition of what a hard-working person looks like, and I am extremely grateful to have been able to inherit that from you. Over 30 years ago, you both immigrated to this country in hopes of living the American dream, to provide a family that you didn't get to have growing up. And if there's anything I am thankful for, it's being able to call you my parents. And of all the teachers I've been able to have in my life, the most valuable and best lessons I've been able to learn have come from you. You've taught me to honor where I come from, to not let the world dim down the bright person I am. I owe every honor and award I have been able to receive in the past 4 years to you two. I hope that I can continue making you proud, just like I'm proud to have you both as my parents. I love you and thank you for being my parents.
Dear TT Tracy, our relationship is one that cannot be replaced or replicated. I have known you for as long as I can remember, and there has never been a dull moment. Even though we aren't related by blood, you are one of the few people in my life that I am grateful to call family. You motivate me, you inspire me, and you intercede for me. Thank you for being in my life, for being all I needed and more. There were times in my life when you believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You always pushed me to be all that God has called me to be. When I doubted, when I pouted, and when I said I couldn't, you told me I can, and I will. Even now you motivate me to go after my dreams, to be a leader, and force me to see the light inside myself I forget I have. You make me laugh and help me see the bright side. When I'm sad or disappointed, you comfort and hug me. When I needed you most, you were always right there for me. As a younger child, I didn't really understand how challenging the career of a teacher was. I always saw teachers as indestructible superhumans. But just like everyone else, teachers have feelings and emotions, and I think we as students sometimes forget that. Teachers often put their personal emotions aside to better aid their students. Though you may have bad days, you have a strength that is different from any educator I have ever met. That strength to put how you feel aside to help your students is a quality about you I will always admire. You put others before yourself, constantly praying for me, my family, my future, and helping me obtain my goals. Thank you for constantly praying with me, loving me, and guiding me throughout the last 15 years of my life. I am so blessed to have you in my life, and I am honored to call you my teacher. With love, Azaria J. Bell. To my loving parents, what would I do without you? There have never been parents quite like you. We have been through a lot together, and each of you have and always will be an important part of my life. Without my mother, Jelaine Bell, and my father, Derek N. Bell, I would not be the young woman standing before you today. They have both listened, molded, and encouraged me to be the proud, compassionate, and bold young leader I am now. I just want to take this opportunity to thank them both. To my mother, thank you for advising, praying, talking, laughing, crying with me, and putting up with my attitude. Thank you for always listening to me and never belittling how I feel. You have always taken the time to make sure I am heard and taught me the importance of listening to others. The older I get, the more I understand why you taught me the importance of listening over speaking. In the words of Dalai Lama, when we speak, we are often repeating what we know, but when we listen, we learn something new. Thank you for continuously being my prayer buddy, my best friend, and creatively blessed mother all in one. I am so proud of you, Mama, and I am honored to be called your daughter. To my father, I thank you for showing me that there is more to the world than just Chicago. I thank you for expanding my horizons beyond what I believe possible. You have taught me to explore more than what I'm surrounded by on a daily basis. Through music, you have molded me to have an open mind. You are the reason I wish to learn new languages about continents, countries, cultures, and cities. You have given me the idea to succeed in America or abroad. I appreciate our relationship, and I am proud to be called your daughter. You guys may not have been perfect, but I thank you for giving me all that you know how to give in your own way. With love, peace, and compassion, your funny bunny.
Dear Mr. Rissmiller, as part of being in the Distinguished Honors Scholars Program, I'd like to dedicate this letter to thank you for all that you have helped me with and for being there for me. The main reason why I selected you over other teachers was the fact that you gave me more long-lasting and general advice. I've had lots of good memories of you helping me and others throughout the school. While you were there, you were always there for me and every one of your students and or the other group members, and for being the best. If not the best teacher I've had, so I appreciate you for being there for me. When I first got to the school and I chose my Game and App Inventor class, I knew that within the first few weeks I would like the class. It was always fun showing you what I made and more likely what I always messed up on. And you always took that well. It was great when you got together, as I was always on top of everything, so there wasn't any problems. I always liked the class that you had lots of ideas for future games and other topics I can fully make fleshed out. When you were there starting out in the band program, you had the perfect attitude for the job. You always gave me helpful advice on my playing technique. It was nice to get more motivation and to have more serious band teachers who knew when to get things done, or when things turned for the worse, like when you walked out of marching band practice because other students did not want to participate that night. Being engaged with the band program also shows your personal talent and devotion to music, like when you joined the jazz band to play. At the end of this letter, I'd like to state that as a future computer science major who wants to get into game development, the Game and App Inventor class had really gave me my first hands-on experience at what building a game entails. I'll use the knowledge gained from my experiences and my classes to help me get through college extracurriculars and even my major. Sincerely, Benjamin Crook. Dear Mother and Father, I wrote this letter to recognize the important role both of you played in my life up to this point and beyond. Every moment of my life, whether the good or the bad, you are there to support or to voice your opinion about something. You will always leave good marks in my mind. There are lots of fun and exciting activities that you have given me and learned most of my manners and behaviors from you. In order to keep this letter brief and structured, I will go by each parent one by one. There were a lot of things that my mother has done for me. My opportunities she has given me are numerous. The main ones are opportunities for online or in-person events and lessons. She also made sure that I didn't miss anything important by always reminding me. Without her, many of my activities would not happen. As for my experiences, she gave me the opportunity to explore myself and gave me the objects I desire, yet also instilling important values and ideas that I benefit from today. We always have lots of quality time together. And for my father, he is also equally important in my life. He helps around the house and gives me useful advice for outdoor work. He also helps expand my music exposure by playing all of his old songs that interest me, which helps expose me to new music I might like. He also takes me to travel with him for his activities, which allows me to explore the area more or to bond with him more. My experiences are numerous, with all the bonding time we get together, like him discussing about topics he likes, I would feel like I wouldn't be complete without him. My parents make my life what it is, and all of my passions and interests are not shut down, so I thank you for allowing me to have freedom. You are perfect for me, and I would not want it to be any other way. I will remember you for as long as I exist, and with great pride, I will continue in life in order to please you as much as I can. Thank you. Sincerely, your son, Benjamin Croak.
Dear Mr. Noble, thank you for being such an influential person during my time here at Crete Mooney High School. No other teacher has made this experience as amazing as you. I remember freshman year when I first met you, and you didn't even think I was going to be that smart based on what I got on my math team shootout. We had a lot of laughs together and chairs thrown, especially when talking about the area or circumference of a circle. I was so happy when I got to have you as a teacher for my sophomore year. I knew it was going to be a fun time. I always sat right in front of the classroom so you could hear all my questions. I remember the one time you actually commented on how you enjoyed my questions because most of the time somebody else had the same one but would never ask. Sophomore year was also when I became a presenter for math team. My first competition, I think I almost got a perfect score, but I forgot to say my name. We still laugh about it to this day, and almost every year it has happened again. Junior year, I could have taken stats, but I decided to stay in calc one more year so that you could be my teacher again. I sat right in front of your desk, and we would always talk before the bell rang. I would be able to tell you about anything. We talk about math, softball, volleyball, boys, and it never felt like I was talking to a teacher, but a friend. You were always realistic, which is why you never gave out much homework. Another reason why I wanted you to teach me again. If I had done a bad job, you wouldn't sugarcoat it. You would just tell me to do better next time. It's weird because now that I think about it, I don't remember you ever getting super upset or mad. The only time I recall you being upset and disappointed is when you thought Connor Bruns cheated on a test. It was actually pretty funny because when you realized he didn't cheat, you felt so bad, but we were all dying laughing. I wish this year we could have been in school so that I'd be able to come visit you before 10th period. And I'd actually be able to learn my presentations in person. I'll definitely miss you a lot after I leave, and I'll make sure to come back and visit you. Thanks for being the best teacher ever and always believing in my abilities as a learner. Sincerely, your favorite student, Kayla Eggers. Dear Mom, thank you for always being my rock. You have been there for me since the day I was born and have never stopped. Whenever I need a hug or someone to talk to, you're always there, even if it's not physically. I know that if I'm feeling down, you can cheer me up and always make me feel better. We always have fun together, and I'll never forget all the memories we've shared, especially going dolphin hunting. You've always been so supportive of everything I've done and always have my best interest at heart. You cheer for me when I'm pitching, you hype me up for my grades, and you supported my commitment to Aurora University. There's nothing that you wouldn't do for me. You would wake up at 6 a.m. just so we could go to the gym together. You would play Monopoly with me, even if you hate it, and you would sacrifice your time with me so I could go be with my friends. Out of all the people, I'm going to miss you most when I go to college, even though you better come out to see me at least once a month my freshman year. I don't know who's going to be doing my laundry and make me dinner, but I guess I'll have to figure it out. We've had a lot of ups and downs through my 17 years of being here, but we've always had each other's backs and made it through. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you, and I hope you know that. All of my success that I've had and in the future is because of you. You've been the one to push me to be the best and take my schooling seriously. Even though trying to get all A's is very stressful, I'm glad you've pushed me to get it done. I hope that one day I'm able to repay you for everything that you've done for me, and one day we travel the world like you've always wanted to. I want to give you the world because that's what you've tried to give me. I love you so much, and thank you for being the best parent ever. Love, your favorite child, Kayla.
Dear Green, I want to start off by saying that I appreciate you very much. You really helped me a lot during the year. I was stressed. Do you hear me? You kept it real with me. It made me talk throughout my problems instead of keeping it to myself. Or if You couldn't help me. You redirected me to someone who could. You were the only staff member I felt comfortable with, and I thank you for that. I realized while we were in school, some of my worst problems were solved by the help of you. You have a kind heart and spirit. I never felt afraid to run to you when there was anything going on because I knew you wouldn't share my personal problems with anyone else. You helped me and watched not only me but a lot of people grow up throughout the years. I will be forever grateful for you. You will be missed. Sincerely, Isis. Dear Mommy and Daddy, I love you so much. Let's start there. You guys are my role models for everything. You kept it real with me and helped me through any and everything. Even if I'm in the wrong, you will always have my back, and I'm very grateful for it. I honestly don't know what I would do without you. I would be stuck, literally. You constantly remind me how proud you are of me, and it's because of you guys. You raised me wonderfully, and therefore I'm always on top of my A game to make you proud and also myself. I am a reflection of you guys, and I truly live up to it. I'm smart, hardworking, determined, and beautiful, of course, because of you guys. You have taught me so much and more to come. I want to thank you for putting up with me and being so patient throughout my growth. And once again, I love you guys with my whole heart. I'm going to miss you so much in college. With love, your daughter, Isis.
Dear Miss Santor, well, I did it. I am officially graduating. Yay. My high school experience has been long and hard story, but I finally get to write the conclusion. And I would like to thank you for being my mentor and helping me get to this point in my life. The first time I had you as a teacher, freshman year, we had a conversation about the plan I had for my high school career, and you helped make it possible. That year, I also went through a particularly difficult death, and you helped me process it. When I had you again junior year, you helped me prepare for the SATs and AP tests, which allowed me to get beyond my score goals. That same year, when I had my final dance recital, you came to support me, and I will forever be grateful for that. When we went into quarantine, you made the transition smooth and bearable. You are a humble, smart, and overall an amazing person who cares about each one of your students and genuinely wants to see your students succeed. We had many laughs and jokes throughout the years. You helped me succeed, and I will remember you greatly. Love, Cameron. Dear Mom and Dad, I am graduating, but I think you know that already. I just want you both to know how absolutely grateful I am for everything you guys have done to make any of this possible. High school has been a very challenging 4 years for me, and you both know this better than anyone. With the academic challenges that I have encountered, including at one point being so overwhelmed with homework and not understanding why I was putting myself through that, you helped me see the final goal. Whenever I would have daunting deadlines and tests, you would help me accomplish them on time. And with all the extracurricular activities I participated in, you guys supported me in every decision, especially in band and dance. And with all of the personal situations that have affected me, including deaths of loved ones, you helped me find healthy coping methods to continue forward instead of staying still. When I felt I had no time to be a real teenager with all of my academic studies and extracurricular activities, you helped me find the time to still have fun. We had a weird dynamic throughout high school because you had to move for work, Dad, but you still helped me tremendously, even from another country. And you made sure to always be there for my picture-perfect moments. The first 3 years were challenging, but senior year took the first place title of challenging years. Being stuck in quarantine at home while taking dual credit classes at Prairie State is harder than I could ever imagine. There have been many times where I really pondered why I was trying so hard when it felt as if I was not retaining anything. You both helped me recognize the end goal. You both have taught me so much, and I will forever be grateful. And though I'm finished with high school, I will never not need your wisdom, kindness, and love to guide me through the obstacles of life. I love you both to the moon and back 2 times. Your daughter, Cameron Freeman.
To my mentor, I want to thank you very much. You have not only guided me throughout my life, but you have directed me into becoming a better woman. You have watched me grow from the time of months old to now 18 years old. Wow, such a change. From tucking me into bed to cooking the best meals, you have always been my sunshine. Not only was I fortunate to have a good grandmother, but I was lucky enough to live with you for a while. You have never let me forget my worth and even gave me jewels that gave me to sparkle just as much as you do. You have taught me to become a very strong and independent woman. I am very fortunate for having you to lean on when I have my rough days. You're only a call away. You are someone I know I can count on. Memories always stick with me, just like when we would go up to your work and grab that last can of pineapple juice, to now even being as old as I am and making cookies with you. Those 7-Eleven stops will always be the trips that I remember, getting ice cream bars and Slurpees. I never thought writing this letter to you would be hard, but it is more challenging than expected. I somehow cannot put all this in my gratitude into one letter. I want to tell you how much I admire the different themes in your bathroom, to every odds and ends of the kitchen decor, and your fancy decorations in the living room. You have always radiated positivity and hopefulness in me and always kept pushing me to achieve my goals. You made me realize that life is going to be filled with tough choices and I am going to have to overcome that obstacle. Letter to my parents. I have so much to say in this letter. To begin with, I want to say thank you for everything you have done for me, pushing me and motivating myself to be the best I can. I will always be grateful for all the random, useful things I have been taught. You have both led me and taught me different things, from being called your only boy because I'm the only one in the family who you guys can call on to change a tire, to being the chef in the family and cooking meals. The things you guys have taught me. I love you all of the times we spend. I love all the times we spend at the camper all summer long, the days we spend in the pool and the nights we spend grilling, the memories we make with all of our family and friends. Mom, I want to say thank you for inspiring me to always meet my dreams. My mom has always made things possible, even as she made to make things ends meet. And my stepdad working several jobs to provide for our families. They both show me what hard work looks like, and they show us what determination looks like and where success can take you. And the most importantly things, they guide us in our lives and they love our family. You both have given me so much motivation and happiness. You guys are the reason I put all my effort into my senior year and finished as strong as I did. The many days I spent at the island laughing and crying, saying how much I did not want to do it that day, but you both told me how much I could do it and said, just hang in a bit longer. I dedicate this letter to you. Thank you for dealing with the ranges of emotions and feelings I've had throughout this different and difficult year. I love you both.
Dear Mr. Noble, thank you for all the years I had you as a teacher. Thank you for all the time that I spent with you after school. From my sophomore year to now, you have helped me become me. I remember you saying before, why do you doubt yourself? You know you're smarter than you think you are. Before your class, I had some intellectual confidence, but not as much as I do now. You helped me develop my confidence in myself so that I knew I was good enough for the challenges ahead. I remember in the beginning of my first year with you, I wondered why you would give us homework on topics that you would teach the next day. But later on I realized that doing so was a really good way to get kids to learn topics. You taught me the importance of learning concepts rather than how to do problems. And through learning the concepts, understanding topics became easier and easier. Before your class, I used to stress about my classes so much, but you taught me that there was no need to stress so much about schoolwork because eventually things would work out. You always said that there was no need to stress about quizzes, but yet in my mind I always thought of quizzes as another assessment. You showed me that quizzes were just something that gauges your understanding of where the concepts were. And when it came to showing off our smarts, you taught us how to. In math team, you helped us prepare for more than just the competitions. You helped us prepare for SATs and other tests because you showed us tricks to problems that we normally wouldn't learn in other classes. And along with the experiences in that team, like the 500 chicken nugget experience, you showed that academic clubs could be fun too. And no matter how scary you were when we didn't know answers to questions that we probably should have known, you still showed me the importance of asking questions. You helped me not care about asking questions because you welcome questions and somehow always had some kind of answer to anything that I asked. Like for example, when I was in AP Econ, me and Caesar had asked you a question about our econ work, and you still tried to help us even though you were just a math teacher. And even when it came to my junior year, when we lost our AP physics teacher, you helped us understand physics by showing us how calculus connects into physics. Overall, thank you for helping me all these years, and thank you for being a part of my life. Sincerely, Tyler Gorliski. Dear Mom and Dad, from all the things you have taught me as I grew up, you guys have been a major influence on how I've turned out. You guys taught me what work ethic is, and that if I was going to do something, that I had to do it right. Many different things that you guys have taught me had an influence on how my academic ability turned out. From Dad's stubbornness to Mom's attitude, I definitely learned how to be determined while in school. You guys pushed me to do my best and told me that my best was all I could ever do. Third grade was definitely the toughest year for me, but every day when I came home to you guys, I was able to step away from the bad things from that year. That year, you guys taught me that I couldn't strive to be perfect, because there was no such thing as perfect. You even taught me that it wasn't worth it to stress so much over stuff, because I can only do so much, and the rest is whatever. I ran with that ever since, and look how it turned out. Of course, I still stress sometimes, but not as much as I used to. I remember back in elementary school, when I got a homework question wrong, or a test question wrong, you guys would have had me rewrite the question and do it the right way 5 times before I could go outside and play. Back then, I hated it when you guys made me do that, but it showed me that I had to learn from my mistakes before I could move on. You guys have always been welcoming to my friends, and it showed me that we have to give people a chance. You guys have always respected my decisions too. Like this year when Mom wanted me to apply to MIT, but I decided not to because I felt I wouldn't fit in there. Or when I was originally planning on going to college 18 hours away. Of course, Mom didn't like that idea, but you guys still supported my decision. You taught me that you can't force things onto people, and you always have to respect people and support them in whatever they're doing, because that's what families do. And of course, you definitely taught me the most important factor in life too, like treating others with respect, and to not worry about others and to only worry about myself, and to be a leader rather than a follower, and to not sweat the small stuff, just to name a few. All the lessons you guys have taught me growing up made me who I am. Without you guys, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. From the stressful school years to the fun, relaxing vacations, you guys taught me many different parts of life. Thank you for raising me the way you did. Love, Tyler Gorliski.